Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of RawRadiantHealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to actually address some of the questions and comments that I got from yesterday's video on my B12 deficiency. A lot of people wrote in sort of asking me, you know, if I have a B12 deficiency and so many raw foodists and vegans and vegetarians have B12 deficiency, then obviously, you know, vegetarian or vegan diet is not an appropriate diet. And they wanted to get sort of my view on this and what I think. And I think that what we first need to address, and I think that I really just want to be extremely clear about, is that the B12 deficiency, it's not so much about the diet as it is your own body and how it's functioning. And I think I want to really just first of all stress that not only raw foodists or vegans or vegetarians get a B12 deficiency, but many other people do, okay? Many other people that are on a meat or a dairy product eating diet get a B12 deficiency, and especially the elderly. Okay, and people that have had any kind of digestive issue, okay, whether it's Crohn's disease, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, and especially if they've had celiac or a wheat gluten allergy, okay. The main thing is that B12, it's not only about it being in the food, it's your body being able to produce it and absorb it, or what they would say, recycle it. Okay, because pretty much people are born with a reserve of B12, okay? And what ends up happening is that your body needs a very little amount of it every day, but it needs something, but it's very small amount, and most people get it out of their food. But if you're not getting it out of your food, then your body's able to recycle it from its own reserves and use that up and reuse it. And this all goes on, the absorption and the recycling of the B12 goes on in the small intestine. But as many people know, that there's a lot of issues people have in their small intestine, especially people that have issues like celiac disease or a wheat intolerance, okay? Because with the wheat gluten, that protein, it actually destroys the microvilli in the small intestine, making it impossible or very difficult for the body to absorb most nutrition, okay, including B12, okay? So that's more of an issue, is that if someone has a history of having issues that they're not absorbing nutrition, whether it's from the wheat allergy, or it might be from smoking cigarettes, or it might be from taking antibiotics, or it might be from drinking chlorinated water all the time. Who knows? There's many reasons why people have malabsorption issues. It can also be from aging. You know, so many of the elderly who have had, you know, their whole entire lives they're eating meat and seafood and dairy products, and they still have run into B12 deficiency as they get older because they've run out of their reserves and they're having a hard time absorbing it from their food. And a lot of the elderly have to get monthly shots of B12, okay? So we have to look at it that way, that it's, you know, a lot of times people are always wanting to blame it on something, you know, and it's like, blame it on being vegetarian or blame it on a vegan diet. And it's like, you know, yes, it doesn't help to be on a vegetarian or vegan diet, but even if someone had a malabsorption issue, if they even went on to eating meat and dairy products, it still might not be able to absorb the B12. Okay, so it's like, my whole view is that instead of trying to always find something to blame everything on, why not just try and find solutions? Use your energy that way, instead of always being like, it's the fault of this and it's that, and it's like, find a solution. It's, instead of going that way, ask yourself, okay, how can I improve this situation? How can I reverse this deficiency? How can I prevent having a deficiency if I'm at sort of a high risk person, okay? So then you go and you look and you find the solution. So that would be, for most people, is that, you know, if someone has issues where they're not feeling like they're absorbing a lot of the nutrition, stay away from allergenic food like wheat and flour and wheat gluten, okay? Stay away from dairy products if you're having issues, okay? This is a big reason why when people have food sensitivities and allergies, stay away from these types of foods because they're gonna run into deficiencies and problems later on, okay? So it's not, you know, it's like, you have to look at it that way, you know, it's like, what can I do? What are the things that I can add into my diet or take away from my diet that will ensure that I am thriving, that I'm doing well, that I'm absorbing my nutrition and I feel good, you know? And it also could be that you have to add in, you know, some supplementation, whether it's from, you know, methylcobalamin, B12 sublingual supplement, or it might be getting an injection, or it might be just increasing some of those foods that have the B12 in it. So it's a matter of, you know, always we want to be productive. We don't want to be focusing on the negative. Focus on the positive. And I have to just be very clear with myself about myself and my own issue with the deficiency is that I do have a history of being a smoker. I smoked for 20 years, heavy smoker, okay? I also have a history of having heavy antibiotic use. I had open heart surgery as a child. You can just imagine the amount of medications and antibiotics that my body was pumped with, okay? I've also, in my late teens, my early 20s, I was on the birth control pill for years, okay? And I also have a wheat allergy. Plus, on top of it, I've been a vegetarian for most of my life. Okay, and I've been a raw foodist for a few years, and I've been on and off vegan. So all these things combined would mean I'm a likely candidate to have a B12 deficiency, which I have. Okay, so I just want to try and be as clear as possible about this, so that no one is having any misunderstandings, and also too, people are concerned sometimes, you know, oh, if they do like a juice fast or they try raw foods for a few weeks, are they going to run into a deficiency? No, this is more of a long-term thing, okay? If someone is like getting onto a vegan diet or they're doing a lot of fasting over periods of like months, you know, and even years, then they'd want to be supplementing. But if someone's doing like, you know, a weekend fast, don't worry, you're not going to be suddenly B12 deficient. Or if you decide to do raw foods for, you know, 30 days. But if you want to continue being on a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet, then definitely add in a B12 supplement. Okay, so that's it for today, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day, and bye!